Good morning, everyone. Happy Taco Tuesday. You see in San Diego, probably where you live as well, there's lots of opportunities for great tacos. So, what I want to talk about today, let's see. So, I've got three children, and if any of you probably don't, but if any of you know of a great trivia contest where The Office, the TV show The Office, is involved, would you please know me? Because my three children are really good at office trivia. So, what does that have to do with today? I want to talk about motivation. Whether that's motivation of employees, whether it's motivation of family members, whether it's motivation of students, what it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to look at the TV show The Office to see if I can't make sense of it. So, the first, what is motivation? William Glasser, he's a reality therapist. He said there's four ways people are motivated: freedom, fun, power, and belonging. So, freedom. People are motivated by freedom. What does that look like? Well, in the office, I would say this one was a struggle for me, but I would say Stanley. Stanley is motivated by freedom. He doesn't really want to take part in anything. He just wants to do his own thing. He just wants to be left alone. He'll do his job. He'll do his crossword puzzles, whatever that is, but please just stay away from me. I don't want to be involved in all the office politics, the office games, anything else. Just let me be on my own. Freedom. What does it look like in life? Well, our country is built on basic freedoms. And with what's going on, our freedoms could be being tested. And people say it's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of this, freedom of that. Our country fought for freedom. And growing up in Boston, you are acutely aware of what freedom has to do, and all the history books and all the classes, and taking a trip to Boston every year to find out what's going on, years ago, what we learned, and visiting the Constitution and the Tea Party and the Old North Church and Paul Revere's Ride and all. Freedom is very, very important to a lot of people. And a lot of times people in work just want freedom, which is, you know what? Let me be autonomous is the work thing. Let me be autonomous. Let me just work on my own. I'll get what I need to have done, and it's done. Now, a lot of people are working from home. So some people are really valuing this because they're getting to be free, have freedom. They're motivated by freedom. The second one is fun. If you think about The Office, no one emulates fun besides Jim Halpern, maybe Pam, but mostly Jim. Whether he's making fun of Dwight, whether he's putting a stapler in Jell-O, whether he's creating all sorts of pranks, becoming Dwight, whatever it is, he liked to have fun. I know several years ago, my three children and my niece and nephew were traveling from Boston to Philly or DC or something, and they were arguing. We're in this minivan and they're arguing. And so I gave them all a lifesaver, and they're arguing, they're yelling, and I could yell at them, which is old school Boston way. If I turn around one more time, I'll turn this car around or something like that. Maybe you remember that. But I thought, you know what? Let's have some fun. So we created a competition. It was called the Lifesaver Game. So each kid received a peppermint lifesaver, and whoever had it in the longest in their mouth before it evaporated would win a valuable prize. And so they're competitive, and so they put the lifesaver in their mouth. But of course, if they talk, the saliva from the lifesaver would have it dissipate quickly. So what they did was they couldn't talk, and they sat there with their mouths open so the air would keep the lifesaver from disintegrating. And so what I had quiet for probably 45 minutes. And it was all in the name of fun. It was all in the name of fun. What does that, we had a winner. I think they won catch up, whatever was in the glove compartment. It didn't matter. But they were motivated by fun. What it did, it stopped the conflict, which we talked about yesterday, the 5 stages of conflict, right? Accommodate, avoid, compete, collaborate, and compromise, right? It got rid of that conflict. I thought it was brilliant. I like to have fun. When I taught at the University of San Diego, I taught leadership and some management and counseling course. And I thought, I don't want students to just remember theory for a test. I want them to live leadership. So what they did is they played Survivor from the TV show. So every week they voted someone out of the chance to get an automatic A. who was left standing at the end of the semester would get an A for the course because they would have mastered leadership. It didn't matter how well they performed on tests, but here's what happened. Every week there was an immunity challenge. Whoever scored highest in the quiz couldn't be voted out. And so I actually had students, get this, prepared every week for class because they knew a quiz was coming their way called the immunity challenge. And it wasn't just learning something for the finals, it was learning something throughout the entire semester. It was like the TV show. They formed alliances, they lied about it. I believe in my trainings for companies and corporations that I do, and my weekly trainings that I've had for a number of years in sales and other topics. I believe in entertainment. I want to have people that have fun while they're learning. Entertainment is something I value. That's fun. Then you've got power. Power. No one demonstrates power like Dwight Schrute. He would do whatever it takes. Remember, he wasn't the assistant to the regional manager. I think that was the title. He was the assistant regional manager. Totally different, but he was so caught up in power. I think there's episodes where he tried to get Michael in trouble. He definitely tried to get Jim fired. He was motivated by power. Now, what does it look like in the workplace? That doesn't mean you want coups all the time. That wouldn't be good. But people that are motivated by power in the workplace, what you want to do then is put them in charge. Put them in charge of something. Hey, there's this project, I'd like you to be in charge. The power people go, yeah. Remember Dwight was in charge, I think, of the HR policy, I don't watch the show religiously like some of you. I think it was HR policy or hiring, or no, I think it was payment. I think it was wages. And he took that so seriously. People are motivated by power. If someone's in the workplace or someone is your home that's motivated by power, give them a task, a project to do. Let them demonstrate the power. Power is not bad. Power is not bad. Absolute power is what corrupts, absolutely, right? Power is not bad in itself. It's what people do with it. Give people, if you don't like the word power, give them responsibility that they'll feel like they're in charge, right? And then the last one is belonging. Let's see. Michael Scott was belonging. All he wanted to do was belong. He wanted to be included in everything and anything. So he created the Dundies. Why? So you gather together to give awards. He created outings. They went on trips together, outings, from time to time. He always wanted to be included, belonging. Some of you may never heard of these folks, but if you want, do some research. There are people out there called the Lost Boys of Sudan. And about, I would say almost 20 years ago, we got a call to mentor these 5 guys from Sudan. And I thought I would teach them everything because I'm the great American and we know all. So they're in the country a day, and I called SeaWorld, which is a client of mine. I said, hey, I don't suppose we can get free passes because these guys have never seen some of these things in SeaWorld. And the story behind the Sudanese, I told the woman at SeaWorld, the VP of HR, Mary Cross at the time, now she's Mary Burton, a wonderful woman. And I said, these guys, when they were 8 to 10 years old, they walked for 3 months to escape political unrest, to escape people being murdered. And when they finally settled in Kenya, and the UN found out about them, and they were dispersing them all over the world, and we were blessed to have 5. And she's like, I'm surprised you're not asking for a job. I said, I was going to wait till the second call. So they're in the country one day, and they all got jobs at SeaWorld. Up until the pandemic, one still worked at SeaWorld 20 years later. One ended up getting a PhD. They're doing wonderful things and so happy. The reason why I say belonging is when they got their checks from SeaWorld and other places, they actually pooled their resources together. That's a sense of belonging. They became a sense of family. They're pooling their resources together. And it's funny because we would have family gatherings and outings. And I think one time we had, the day after Thanksgiving, we had a Thanksgiving meal. I think we may have had like 40 people or something in our house. I don't recall how many people. And we brought them, and it was so much fun to get a sense of community. And even to this day, very tall African men. And I remember my son CJ, who now is 22, was 2, and Santino would yell, CJ, my brother. And people in SeaWorld would look, what kind of family dynamic is this? But it was so wonderful. They are so into belonging. You know, I think I shared with you in one of the previous messages, people want to feel like they matter. People want to feel like they belong. So in the workplace, include people. You know, say, hey, we're going to lunch. Would you like to come with us? If you're going back to work, whatever that is. Include people. People want to feel like they belong. People are motivated by belonging. Give them opportunities where they feel like they belong. If it's a child, include them. If it's a child, let them be responsible for something. If you're teaching, making sure everyone's already included. You all know this stuff. Remember, you don't have any of these challenges, but yet we know people that do. So people are motivated by freedom, by fun, by power, and by belonging. And you can always ask. You say, hey, some weirdo was on Facebook Live, and I've known this guy. Some of you have known me for 40-something years when we played ball together, right? And you're like, hey, I was listening to this guy. He's probably out there. Well, we know he is. But this is the way, family, he talked about people are motivated. And we'll talk about another way people are motivated another day. But for this, according to William Glasser, reality therapist, freedom, fun, power, and belonging. I'm kind of curious, which is it for you? Have them pick one. And then remember, you don't want to be like my great Aunt Ruth. You don't want to give the gift that you want to give, like my great Aunt Ruth wanted to do. Because she bought me gifts, not that a 12-year-old child would like, that a 76-year-old woman that never had children would like. You want to bring the gift of what you think they are and what they are. And so if someone's motivated by freedom, give them the opportunity to lead something, right? And make sure, back that up. If someone's motivated by power, give them the opportunity to lead something. If someone's motivated by freedom, let them be autonomous. That doesn't mean you're abdicating. It means you give them responsibility. If someone's motivated by fun, let them organize fun events for your company or your home. And if someone's motivated by belonging, make sure they're included in something. Now remember, we probably have more than one. I'm sure we do. But we might have one over the other. So ask your family, ask your friends, ask your loved one, is it freedom, fun, power, and belonging? That's today's tip. Join me tomorrow. Well, once again, if you like it, please share it. I've been overwhelmed by the comments I'm getting in private messages. Thank you. Keep them coming. Please share this with other people, because this is really, from what people are sharing, is really changing people's lives. And that's what we're all about. We want to make a difference. We want to change lives. Please help me and do this. Please share this. Please comment. Please send it out there. And please join me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And have yourselves a great day. Wishing you great selling, happy networking, being the best employee, supervisor, owner you can be, the best parent or the best student or the best child. Have wonderful times. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.